right, so introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do?
My name is James Barcena. I'm actually born and raised in Los Angeles, and I own the clothing brand Proper Etiquettes.
Sweet. So when did you start Proper Etiquettes, and how did it kind of come about?
I officially started like 2 years ago, but it was an idea I had since I was like honestly like 15, 16.
Definitely. So how'd you come up with the name? It's a pretty unique name.
Dude, I was like 12 when I came up with this name. I was listening to an EDM mix called Expensive Taste. I remember the name exactly. It's called Expensive Taste. And I was like, I'm gonna use that as my name. And I was like, this is way too corny. I cannot use that. And then it came up Proper Etiquettes maybe like a month later, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with this. And then it's been with me since I was like 12, 13. Yeah, because I always wanted to have a brand.
Damn. Wait, so time out. You've been listening to EDM since you were 12.
No, I don't listen to EDM, but I have that EDM face that everyone has.
Oh, like that one? Okay, that's fair. I was gonna say you were ahead of me. Like I had it when I was like 18.
Oh, yeah.
So what made you want to start a clothing brand to begin with?
I always liked making my own clothes. I remember when I first made my first shirt, I was an 8th grader. I made this terrible design on MS Paint, like a stencil, literally spray painted on a shirt. I swear. And I would wear that all the time, and I wanted to make clothes since then.
I'm sure it was like your favorite shirt at the time.
No, yeah.
We all had that phase too.
100%.
So can you tell me a little bit about some of your earlier designs, like the Entertainment for All tees in particular?
Those are some of my more simpler designs, but obviously it's old now.
Yeah,
as
like the very early stuff.
Yeah, like I developed, and at one point this was so fire to me. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really like it because it really shows like the essence of like a more classic streetwear to the point where I got to now.
Yeah, it's cool to see like kind of the progression of like what you were really into then versus like what you're doing now.
No, yeah,
like
100%.
the self progression as well. So do you make all of your own designs, or do you have like a team, or is it all just you at this point?
I made like, I want to say 98% of my designs on myself. I never really let other people design for me because it's like a pet peeve I have. But sometimes it's like you just need someone else's take on it. So basically how this, even when I don't design for myself, I'll still come up with a decent enough mock-up to have someone go on it, just like have someone else's take on it.
Oh, sick. So when we had Brandon G-Whip in here earlier, he deemed you Photoshop God. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys met and like what your relationship with him is?
I met Brandon right before COVID. Like, it was so funny. I met him at the Menace pop-up actually, the Menace absent pop-up. I remember the shirt, he came up to me and was like, yo, can I get this shirt? And it was the Wicked, the light blue Wicked shirt from Menace and absent. And then I ended up following him on Instagram, I DM'd him, and then he was like, yo, we should play COD. And then from that DM, it was like us being up till 6 in the morning, from like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. just playing Call of Duty Search and Destroy lobbies.
Hell yeah.
And that's how it became really cool.
So being in Los Angeles, what do you think the creative energy is here, especially among like the group of young brand owners?
The creative energy in LA is beautiful, to be honest. There's so much young, upcoming designers, brand owners, cut and sew artists. It's nutty. It's like nothing else. It really is, man. And then I also love the fact that it's so diverse. You have all types of cultures and ethnicities coming in, doing what they love, and that's making art.
Yeah. So going back a little bit to talking about how G-Whip kind of deemed you this Photoshop god, Photoshop wizard. Can you talk about your relationship with Photoshop and like how you use it and like why you are so good at it at this point?
I started using Photoshop when I was young. I remember Model for 2 being out, and I remember everyone was making clans, quick scoping and trick shotting clans. So I remember I wanted to make my own clan. I wanted my own logo. So I literally downloaded some fake Photoshop called GIMP, and I was just making a bunch of graphics and like little logos, and to the point where I got Photoshop like CS5 or 6, and then it just carried on from there. So I've been using Photoshop like probably 10 years now, 15, maybe longer.
So like, it's kind of fair to say that like the designs of Proper Etiquettes like came from the day one of like making those logos and like going all the way back to there, like that's where the skill set came from originally.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Call of Duty changed my life.
That is insane. So like, did you put a ton of time into making these, or did Photoshop just kind of like come pretty easily to you from the beginning?
No, I was terrible, man. hop on YouTube and watch a tutorial and like literally just remake a logo. But learning how to remake that logo and doing that a bunch of times over a few years basically taught me all the tools I needed to use in Photoshop.
Yeah.
So I just know where everything's at now.
So what advice would you give to young creatives that are looking to kind of expand their repertoire into Photoshop, into designing stuff, like stuff that you're pretty well versed in at this point?
Have fun, be yourself, and just make what you like to make. Don't do what you think is cool right now. Just make whatever you want to make, and just keep going. At the end of the day, it's trial and error. You just learn as you do.
Absolutely. So speaking of like having fun, just doing what you want to do, what is your favorite piece that you've ever designed, and like why is that your favorite piece?
So my favorite piece of design was actually the cut and sew shorts, because it was like 100% me. It's like just like me going off straight out like what I like. And yeah, cut and sew is a whole different game, and I love it.
It really is.
It's so much more better than graphic design.
Definitely. So cut and sew is definitely pretty unique. Even more unique is like getting into jewelry and hardware. So like what kind of made you want to get into the jewelry scene?
Oh, I love making jewelry. Jewelry is so fun to make because it's not a t-shirt, it's not a graphic tee, it's different. So you have so much more, it's new every time I step into it. There's always something different I want to try. So I really have a fun time making it. But it's, how do I say it? It's like going to an amusement park for the first time. It's a different amusement park that I don't usually go to, so I'm having a good time doing it.
Yeah, it's just like, honestly, when you get done with it, like looking at it, wearing it, it's just so much fun. Like a graphic tee gives you satisfaction, but like jewelry is just like another level.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So you recently linked up with Phoenix to model your most recent like summer collection.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how you guys met?
So I actually met Joy Phoenix around like 2018. We actually worked together a few times. Actually, the new Joy Division team based off one of my old designs. And how that became a thing is I bought the original Joy shirt as a printed Joy, and I painted Mew on it with deco markers. And then from there, we just like slowly started talking. And then from basically then to now, I said like, yo, bro, like, are you down to model for my summer collection? He's like, we worked in the past, bro, like, let's do it.
So what was it like working with him? Like, how was he to work with?
He's a cool dude. A little bit on the quiet side, but not everyone's like that crazy talkative. But he's a cool dude. He's super like artistic, and the way he thinks is like something else.
Definitely. So we talked about your clothing, your jewelry. Do you want to talk a little bit about your fitted caps and kind of like how those came into play for you?
Damn. I made my first fitted cap kind of early, which was the Proper rhinestone hat, which was the Pirates logo with the Proper in the Old English rhinestone. And then from there, it was just like I did it again when my brand kind of got bigger, and it was like, this is nuts. And then like a few months ago, like August, I was like, I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna do something I want to do. So I actually made a full cut and sew fitted hat with that said anonymous, because I remember at the time, like the anonymous videos were leaking all over Twitter, like we're gonna come for you, like the politicians, and it was like super interesting. So I made a anonymous hat because the NY, and it was fun to make. It was just, I don't know, something different.
And so fitted caps have recently kind of come back into style. Do you have like any kind of ideas on why there's this new kind of upbringing of fitted caps?
I just feel like the early 2000 styles coming back, and fitted hats were part of that. But honestly, fitted hats are so clean. I don't know, I'm Mexican, bro. Like I grew up in the hood, bro. Everyone's wearing a fitted Dodger cap all the time since I was born to now.
Hell yeah.
So like that's how it's always been for me. But like I feel like it's also part of the early 2000 style. That's why like everyone wears them.
I can't put my like ponytail through the back of a fitted cap. It doesn't work.
You just gotta have it out. You gotta look at OGs.
Low-key out the sides. In addition to running Proper Etiquettes and starting that, you've been doing a lot of work with Steven from Menace.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how you guys met and how that kind of progressed to where it is today?
I met Steven like mid 2019. He actually DM'd me. I used to run an archive. Actually, I still have an archive page on Instagram. And then me and the little homie running now, but he DM'd me on the archive page like, yo, I fuck with your content, blah blah blah. And then I was like, yo, bro, like I fuck with the shit you do, like I really like what you do, like let me work for you, bro. Basically, like let me intern for you. And he's like, oh, we're not looking for spots right now. And honestly, we keep it a buck. I bugged him like once a week, bro. Like, hey, you looking for an intern? Looking for an intern? Until eventually he was like, honestly, bro, come aboard. Like, let's do it. Let's shoot and try. And then now we're here.
But so what's it like working with him, like, or who is he as a person, like at work, and how does that process work out?
I love Steven. That's my brother. I'll die for Steven. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. His drive is crazy, bro. He really like Kobe for real. Like,
yeah.
It's like working with him working with him helped me grow as my brand also. It's like, it really inspires me because I love what he does. The Hispanic, like he's a Hispanic king, bro. He puts on for all of us, like him, Blasies, and it's like Ruben, George. It's like, damn, I want to get like that. But like for me, actually working with Steven, it really opened up a whole new like world to me. It was like, damn, like.
Definitely. Yeah, I was gonna ask like what things have you learned from working there that have helped you grow Proper Etiquettes?
It's more like the vision, seeing things out. One of the big things I learned from Steven and Nick was presentation. I think presentation helped me so much. That really is like the icing on the cake for everything.
Definitely. So looking forward now to the future, you've done jewelry, fitted caps, shirts, shorts. What's kind of like a new medium or a new exploration that you want to try?
I really want to venture into more cut and sew. I've been trying new cut and sew. I've been getting samples made. Cut and sew seems like the next move for me.
Definitely. So what's kind of next up in terms of like your fans, your followers? Like what can they be looking forward to in the future?
Cut and sew. I have a crazy collection coming out soon, actually. 100% pre-made cut and sew. And I'm super hyped to put it out. That collection is like my baby. I've honestly been working on it for like throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
And I've been dropping like 2 small collections in between, but this cut and sew collection's been going on for months. And it's like, I knew it was coming out in like winter or fall.
What do you want to be known for, like when it's all said and done, as a brand, as a designer? Like what do you want your legacy to be?
I want my name and my brand's name to be a household name in the streetwear community. I want to be like more of a higher end shoe at the end of the day, and that's the transition I'm going for right now. And at the end of the day, bro, I want to be like Steven and Menace. That's my goal. And
that's definitely a step, like going into cut and sew stuff and jewelry. So thanks for coming out today. I appreciate you taking time out to be here. So you're in the seat right now. Up next, who do you think should be sitting there doing an interview?
I want a duo interview with Steven and Nick from Menace. Probably be the best interview out.
You heard him, bro. Steven and Nick, get out here. Let's do it. I appreciate it.
Menace, God willing, unreleased October 7th. It's coming soon. By the time this drops, I'll probably past it, but I hope you guys get this.
Right here.